how the skin shows up when we have health issues or even just stress. So it's where I'm going to divide it down into three different sections, and the three different sections are on, like, how stress and emotions impact our skin. I'm going to talk about nutrition and lifestyle, so we have some tips in there as well. And then also the mindfulness and frequency medicine of, for skincare. So we're going to break it down into, into some sections there. So how stress and emotions impact skin and aging. So one of the things that I do in my office is I have been not only teaching but utilizing a technique called neuroemotional technique, which really deals with the limbic system. The limbic system is the brain and the skin wired together through the nervous system, as well as that energy highway. And the limbic system is where we all of our emotions are pulled together and processed. It's where we actually live. 90, I'm going to be generous, 90% of the time. I think it's actually more than that. And 10% is in that frontal cortex, where we decide how we're going to interface with our outside world based on those emotional experiences. So what we know is that cortisol, and most people have heard of the word cortisol, but cortisol is known as a stress hormone. And the reason why it's known as a stress hormone is because when we are stressed, we do secrete cortisol. But cortisol is a natural process of our body. It's what helps us to navigate through stressful situations. The difference is that as we navigate through our overly stressful life and our overly parasympathetic state of fight or flight, our cortisol levels tend to be way too high and secrete way too often, and especially when we're sleeping, which is why those high cortisol levels will break down collagen and elastin, and that ultimately leading to that saggy, wrinkly skin. It also slows down skin repair. So that cell turnover, that's all about skin repair and all about what True Energy skincare system is built on, is being able to have good cell turnover is compromised. And that all what happens when our cell turnover is compromised, we have dead skin cell buildup on the surface, creating dullness as well as dehydration. Is that facial expressions and emotional tension are also shape our face. So just like stress shapes our physiology of our body, like hunching the shoulders when we're self-conscious or anxious or thinking, we tend to really kind of clench in. This also shapes our face as well. So that repetitive expressions that we create from having those stressors create a muscle memory. And we've talked about muscle memory in using True Energy, where you can change that muscle memory. But the stressors and those repetitive expressions that we have when we're under stress create a muscle memory in the face that lead to the deep set lines over time. So, for example, that furrow in the eyebrows is maybe not a genetic factor. It can be a sign of prolonged stress or worry, right? And the clenched jaws and the lines around the mouth are that, that area that is compromised when we're under stress and we're clenching our teeth and really pulling down on our jaw. It's also, what I often will call like disappointments in life or suppressed emotions will create the tightness around the mouth too. What I want to talk about is the relationship on that energy highway, and that when we have tension in our face, it prevents that energy from moving and from vibrating at that frequency that's vibrance in our that shows up in our skin. So the lymphatic system and the fascia are really where the body's energy highway is stored. And if we are full of stressors or toxins, then we inhibit the ability for that system, for the lymphatic and fascia system, to actually deliver nutrients to the cells of our face as well. So when our emotions become stagnated, the fascia tightens, the flow of the lymphatic system is slowed down. These will also lead to puffiness, breakdown or breakouts, and dullness of the skin as well when we don't have flow of that energy system. So this is why that, people will do facial massages and movements and being able to like make facial expressions to be able to really change the expressions on our face and to increase that circulation. And your skin is actually that mirror of your gut health. And a lot of people have, been talking about the gut and probiotics and things like that. And this is what I know about the gut is that at least 70% of our neurotransmitters are produced in the gut. Why is that important? It's important because most people think that the neurotransmitters that are produced from our brain. And what I'm saying is that that's the least amount of the information of neurotransmitters. And neurotransmitters, just for a little background, neurotransmitters transfer information all over the body. And in my paradigm, not only on a physical way, like with the what I call the liquid nervous system, so changing hormones, information substances, what flows in your blood, but also in that energy highway where it's integrating the information not only in our inside world, but our outside world as well. So if 70% of those neurotransmitters are produced in the gut and not in the brain, it's no wonder why we use terms like, that was a gut feeling, like I had a gut feeling, or I felt that, most people are talking about where they feel things in their body. So this is real, right? This is how our body works. And so if our gut's inflamed and it's out of balance, that is absolutely going to reflect on our skin, especially on things like, acne, inconsistent textures on the skin, roughness, allergies, major sensitivity, gut inflammation will cause, well, of course, that decrease in nutrients getting to the skin through the lymphatic system and the fascia. So everything is really compromised. What you eat today shows up on your face, not only tomorrow, but next week and next month. And then if we're consistent about that, it becomes imprinted on our skin. So what you put in your mouth is super important. My bottom line on that one is that if it needs a label, it's probably not the best food. So if an apple doesn't need a label because it's an apple, right? Things like that. So potato doesn't need a label because it's a potato. So really trying to eat what is referred to as whole foods. Whole foods are the foods that don't need labels. So the other is organic. And this is what I have to say about organic is that anything that goes in my mouth, I try to my absolute best to make it organic. However, this is the thing, is what's organic in the grocery store isn't really, it might be organically grown, but if you think about it, most grocery stores do not want bugs and dirt in their grocery store, not only in the back, but at the front. So what usually happens on big grocery stores, like we're talking about grocery stores that aren't primarily designed for carrying organic food, is they throw a bomb in the back of the truck that is a pesticide bomb over our organic food. So yes, it is grown organic, but to eliminate any of the issues that they see, issues like living things are eliminated before it even goes into the grocery store. The way I like to shop is that we have one grocery store that is like nothing in the store has pesticides, herbicides. Most of it is organic. All of it is non-GMO. So the other way that I like to shop there. The other way that I like to shop too is the farmers markets. And even though some of my farmers markets will not have certified organic, they generally are very adamant about growing organic. Certified organic costs a lot of money, not only to get, but to sustain. So I'm good with that. And I've got a good relationships with with these farmers that I know, like I'll go out and visit their farm and they're happy to have people go out. So I know that they are actually growing organic. So this is also important. And then the other is eating gut friendly foods, fermented vegetables, bone broth, prebiotic type foods, fiber. So some people, if your gut's in complete inflammation, you may not be able to tolerate as much fibers, but this is all about repairing the gut, getting rid of the inflammation, being able to feed it the fermented vegetables that can give it those healthy probiotics, giving it the bone broth that's like just so soothing. And in Chinese medicine, this has been something that has been on the, on the menu, if you will, for as long as acupuncture has been around in Chinese medicine, or herbal medicine. So bone broth is very, very important. Chicken bone broth is more tonifying than beef bone broth. I tend to combine them together. The other I'm gonna, this needs a little explanation, but I'm gonna say drink mineralized water, but let me qualify what mineralized water is. It's water with minerals in it. Whether you're using, for example, reverse osmosis and adding minerals in, that's great. Or there is actually fresh spring mineralized water that is not carbonated. Carbonated water is not a water that I'm suggesting that you drink. I do not drink carbonated water uh, pretty much ever. If I do, it's so infrequent. It's maybe like a couple times a year, but I don't drink carbonated water because it pulls minerals. So you want to do mineralized water, but not carbonated water. So as you know, with True Energy, this is all about giving your body hydration and repair, and using the frequencies that we use in True Energy to really optimize not only the cell itself, but also the utilization of nutrients, something I don't always talk about, but this is about the bioadaptive skincare aspect of True Energy. So how it communicates with the cells and helps the cell to be repaired in a way that is very fundamental. So this is another layering, if you will, on the True Energy skincare. So ultimately, what I really want to emphasize in this section is our state of mind. And our state of mind when we're doing the True Energy protocol, or even when you're applying your True Energy products, like if you're just washing your face and putting on the serum and the day cream, or maybe the spot cream and the eye serum, it's our state of mind that we need, all of us, me included, exercising in our wandering mind and feeding it information that's nourishing and nurturing for our souls, and therefore our ability to have resilience under stress. So the more we practice calm and conscious and present practices throughout our day, the more chance our body has to repair. Not even just like these are the things that help get rid of inflammation. This is about actually giving it the opportunity to deregulate all that inflammatory process and then go into repair. So rushing for application of your products in this fight or flight mode, I want to start shifting that to mindfulness. And a lot of actually people have said to me that when they're applying the protocol at night, that they do like to do more than 30 days. They do like to do every night because it helps them in this mindful application. And with the mindful application of the True Energy skincare or of the protocol, it helps our body to relax. It also helps our facial tension. When if our facial tension is more relaxed, it'll actually increase absorption. It's that energy that pulls in that wonderful energy.